Hi guys, welcome to another episode. As usual, we would be discussing XAU and the movement of price. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe and let's go. All right, so what's the movement of price? Where is XAU headed? And what do we need to know before the data comes out tomorrow? Well, if you don't know that already, then we have a very important data coming out tomorrow for the US economy, GDP, gross domestic product. And this is, like everyone says, this is an economy report card. This is what tells the feds, this is what tells Powell, this is what tells the community if we're going to get another rate cut this year, if we're going to have inflation go lower in the US economy, and if if the economy is getting stronger. Well, we're going to know in a couple of hours because that's when the data is going to be out. But for now, let's talk about technical analysis and what do we have on the chat. Okay, so what am I looking at here? This is the daily chat, and we've been in a strong uptrend. You all can see this. We've been in a really strong uptrend, and we more are likely to continue this trend, right? And if you guys know me, you know my slogan is trade the trend and buy low and sell high. You can't mess it up by doing that, can you? You think so? We've been studying uptrend since gold broke 2076, and since then we have not had any slowdown up until last Friday, coming into this week, where we've seen gold sell a crazy amount. We've seen gold go down minus $100 in a single day, which is absolutely amazing. We love to see a correction before a continuation of a trend. Right. So, what is the next big thing? Well, this is the daily chart, and I'm spotting a fair value gap which is overlapping with the 50 EMA, which is going to be a nice kind of wedge for a support, depending on how strong the data comes out for the US economy, right, guys? Because the data determines how strong the sell is going to be. So I'm looking for here as potential buy orders, and this whole area right here is acting as a strong bullish defensive line. So if price isn't able to break here, then we could use here as a liquidity sweep and then keep going for the up. But I expect we maybe might not have to get the liquidity sweep. We could tap into the fair value gap, and then we could keep buying from the fair value gap. All right. So this is the daily chart, and we are currently creating a new fair value at this area, which is from 2374 up until 2334. So now, and this is very important because if price taps here, maybe we'll get a double top before we come crashing down. So we have another block at 2405. We are creating this fresh fair value gap, which price hasn't come back into, right? And we have this whole space for price to tap into before maybe we can get back into the fair value gap, right? So this looked like a liquidity grab. This is 3 days ago, or 2 days ago rather, right? But yesterday's candle closed as a shooting star, and that is a bearish sign for maybe just a couple of more plots to come before we can get back into this fair value. because if price is creating this fair value, it's definitely to go back into the fair value. So we have a fresh zone. We have a lot of selling pressure. So now this whole engulfing, we have a hammer, then we have a shooting star. But in all this is looking like a lot of selling pressure. The sellers are starting to kick in, and like we all know, the tension in the middle is I hope finally is coming to a standstill or a sort of agreement, because we've had well, I mean, not to go into the topic, but it's starting to cool off, and we have people now backing off gold as a safe haven. All right, so I would like to see price move into this daily fair value, and then maybe react from there before going back into this other block. This would be a very very sweet swing trade if you're looking to go into swing trading. And we could also price tap into this pullback move, because this is sort of like a pullback which is kind of creating a liquidity. So we could use this whole area as also a form of liquidity, where price could potentially tap into the liquidity and then go back to the other block. So just depending on the situation of the time you're trading and the meaning to trade in, I think going down into the smaller time frames would just give you that little bit of extra confirmation before you can take your stand. All right, so I wouldn't want to keep this video really, really long. So we're just going to quickly go to the 4 hours and then to the 1 hour, and then hopefully you would be able to make your decision. Right. So I said this is a liquidity. Uh, this is a pool of liquidity in which the market might just want to, kiss before it gets back up. Right. So right here, here's our liquidity. Here's our money. And then this is our 200 exponential moving average. Sorry, the moving average. This is not the exponential moving average, but regardless, it acts as the same thing. Could potentially act like a support. It could potentially act like a support before it goes back all the way back up, right? But like I said, we have a beautiful daily fair value right here, in which also we could use. So we'll keep an eye out from all these zones, because market might react from all the zones in which I have just stated. So let's see what's happening on the one. So we have a bunch of fair values too on the 4 hours, but like the daily stated, this is our daily fair value gap. So we have a daily bearish fair value gap. FVG. So, and we have a liquidity void. We also have fair value gaps here, but I would be looking for market to tap it all the way to the other block, because we also have an other block on the daily. So let's highlight it, right? So we make this very detailed. So we have a point of interest right here. Okay, so we have a point of interest. So I'm just going to name this our point of interest, which is our other block. So this is our point of interest, which is also our other block. We have a daily bearish fair value. We have a daily other block. This is looking like a sweet point in which we should engage the market at. Okay, so we were down at the 1 hour. So we have that ready. So these zones are still looking uncut, untapped, fresh zones, especially this guy. I don't know why I'm so particular about this zone. I think if we have GDP come out really good for the US dollar. We have the potential of breaking out this zone and then tapping into here. But I definitely think we get some sort of reaction from this untapped zone. So every untapped zone is a big possibility for a buy. Right, guys? So basically it's pretty clear. So now this is an analysis from the higher time frame down to the intraday time frame, and I hope this helps you make smart decisions while trading tomorrow or later today. Like always, if this video was helpful to you, like, subscribe, and follow us for more. Till next time.